Okay, so I need maybe to wake you up a little bit, speaking about these screens, knowing the fact that I was speaking of 4. Traditionally, we speak of the 4 screens starting with cinema, PC, TV, mobile, and now we're introducing the tablets. But we can say 5, 6, 7 by taking into account some consoles, some fitness devices. Here I have a little thing which is counting my step. It has no screen, but it will have soon. We also have connected fridges, which are appearing, on which you have a screen. So we can simply say that there are screens everywhere. And as a matter of fact, since I know you like games, let's start with a quiz to address that. So the first question is, what is the percentage of people using mobile internet in Europe in 2010? What would you say? 20%. I think we have a winner, 25%, not so far. You have a good understanding of the market. This means 75% not using, or 80% not using. So there is a huge gap in mobile multimedia democratization for that. Second thing, what is the percentage of people using a smartphone or super phone, which is even a smartphone with a bigger screen, in Europe and EMEA? 4%? It's more. 10, it's 20. It's not so bad. Yeah. And some people are saying that it's going to be 100% next year. Not yet, but it means that 80% of the people have basic and feature phone. So as a matter of fact, depending on who you want to address, it gives the idea that you have to think about the global market and the things that you can do. I think that just before we were saying that mobile internet was not existing before the smartphone. It's true that it was less usable, but in fact it was just getting some light to start to build things, but it won't stop and it won't be only for the smartphones. How many app stores in the world? Yeah, great, we have a winner, excellent. It's 103 I've found on the site, but it's even more than that. This means that there is fragmentation everywhere, and that the customer cannot understand where to go, and the developers don't understand where to distribute things. So just to give you proof of that, these are real figures, and I'll be able to share the slides with the organizer, so if you want to get these details, these are strategy analytics. The big green and yellow are not smartphones. So even in 2015, you'll have to care about those devices. So I think that to summarize the challenge on mobile, there is this question of smartphone versus feature phone. We have to handle both cases, and we have to bring things to make the feature phone smarter, as we say. Second is the mobile multimedia democratization, bringing services in the hands of the customers that are still going to be 64% of the Europe and EMEA market in 2017, so it still exists. Then third, battery life, network quality. I was in San Francisco a few weeks ago, and the people there are just reacting, saying, okay, where can I charge my iPhone? It's the main question is that. They don't have the same quality of network we have in Europe, so it's really, really something that we have to provide, and we do our best to do that. There is the question of application versus web apps. With the giant success of the App Store, Apple App Store or Android Store, everybody has forgotten that even if you have 200,000 applications, you're still not covering the full web. So people will still need some web apps to cover this, some dedicated sites. So it's important to be able to provide that. Search in application stores, as I was saying, when you have 200,000 things, how can you find your way? And it's one of the problems people are experiencing now. Of course, they can take recommendation from their friends, as Mark was showing that. But recommendation from the friends is not everything. You cannot imagine how I would look like today if I'm taking the dressing recommendation of my friends. So just, you may like it or not, but whatever, I choose what I want. And for instance, to end with the discovery for the customer. So it's the same problem than the distribution of apps and widgets for the developers and publishers. So just to tell you a few words, and I'll be very quick on that, we're doing a lot of things on widgets ourselves because we think that it's a way to address the feature phones. It's a way to put also some elements on the feature phones. So on the smartphone, globally, we're doing and we're starting some application shop proposition, which is helping the customer find their application and download them on their devices. For the feature phone, we have widgets, which is the small, kind of applications for feature phones. And as it is now an open source platform, you just have to point your browser to github.os/mwp and you can find out. A second little quiz, and we'll go quicker. What is the percentage of people using non-linear TV? This means TV, catch-up TV, VOD, etc. in France. What would you say? No answer, 8%. 92% are only watching live TV. How many people are using another screen in the US while they're watching TV? Second screen, like mobile, like tablets, etc. 35%, but it's a big number. This is called belly vision. You have a television on your belly. In the same time, they're just using, for instance, a tablet or an iPhone to chat with other people, etc. So if you can think that someday they will need to push something on the screen, this is a place where we have to relate the different elements. So the challenges on TV are probably first connected TV versus set-top boxes. Many connected TV are appearing, but set-top boxes are still needed to do the things because connected TV are not going to be over 50% before 2018, so we still need them. Second question is connectable or connected? Even if you have a brand new connected TV, it's still connectable as long as you haven't done the education needed to teach your customer how to use that. Third is about education, non-linear consumption and democratization. I was speaking of the multi-screen parallel experiences, and probably you will have the same story on the TV that you have on the mobile phones. This means you will have some smart boxes, like the smartphone, high level, and you will have some feature boxes giving classic basic services. And you have, of course, the question of widgets versus TV channels, interactive portals appearing, and browser applications. Since, for instance, what Google was saying is we're going to put a browser on the TV, but with a different equipment, with no mouse, etc. There is a completely different ergonomics. This is an example of the service we're working on in Orange, which is just showing some new interaction. This is Miss France selection, so it's very attractive. And we provide something which is completely immersive. That is, it's not an over-the-top widget. It is something which is completely influenced by the show. And this is a tool that we give to television channels. It is not something that we bring on top. How many people of Facebook? This has been covered. How many people of Twitter? 200 million. And what is the most popular social network in the world? I've given the answer, it's QQ. Is there just a little bit more? QQ in China is making more money, and all the people are connected. There is 100 million of people connected. So what will be the next killer social network? The answer is, I don't know. I don't know at all. If you have a good name, maybe that will be some check-in system like Foursquare, or I don't know. But it's true that it's one of the challenges we're facing on the PC and the web. What will be the next social network? Question about diminished reality. We have this information overload. We need to filter. Recommendation versus search. More and more, we need to get more means to get to the content. Notebook going to closed world. The PC was the open world. Now there are signs saying that it's going to be closed again. Is PC dead? One good question. I don't think so. My bet would be to say that the next big device would be a PC with a touchable screen that you can turn, and which is very flash memory base that you can just light up and go. Bigger than the iPhone. Yeah. Last quiz, how many iPads sold in the world? Some say 8 million. How many iPhones bought in my team? I have a 40 people team, 30 iPhones. How many iPads sold in my team? Only 2. This means that it's not yet done. Even with people who are technophile people, you have to understand what it is. So this challenge on the tablet is, what is it? Is it a flat PC? Is it a bigger smartphone? Is it a personal console? What about the mobile features, the social networks, the communication, the cameras, the software offer versus the application world, the price versus the experience? Will I pay 500 euro for an iPad or not? The personal versus home device. If it's personal, then I need a profile on that. I need to hide everything from the people. If it is something that I have home, maybe my kids would like to use that. So all these are open challenges. Just give you an example. I know that some of you read French. We have a service in France which is called 24/24 Actu. It's a kind of new internet-driven services which is just taking all the screens and trying to find a good experience, what is good on PC, good on tablet, good on the different type of mobile application, good on connected TV, to bring clustered, aggregated news. You just get to point your browser, you will see what it is. So to end with, I'm just giving some golden rules. These are my golden rules, and it only applies to me. But first of all, customer is king. I don't have to explain why. Second, note that not all the customers can afford buying all the devices. So the real question is to have a dedicated experience, which is key, and to have on each screen the experience which is respecting the ergonomic principle that can be used by the customer. It's not a simple replication, so don't replicate, don't instantiate, just create. Just create something great for the customer. Technology without education means nothing. And so we can say that in terms of innovation, timing is key. And so successful innovation is a kind of invention which has found its market in due time. And mulțumesc. That's it.